Today, Precarious plays
Zone of the Enders, the second runner. I don't know if it's a thing where like it's always the last one you pick, or if I just had that classic Rosma luck. But here I am, last available one.
Dingo, you managed to make it.
Right now we're
That was only
dealing with
I have no time to play
sort
with
of a
old
mentor
man. Make
figure.
It quick.
It's all up to you. I'm
And it's the same
waiting at
person
the bottom.
who I think designed Jehudi and Anubis. Also, I'm pretty sure that his orbital frame was designed by
Stay away from the wall shaft, or you'll be in big trouble.
the person that
With care.
very famously does designs for Shin Megami. So it's very devilly. It's very Persona-esque. Like, you know, like the demon designs in Persona? Like, do you remember Orpheus?
I don't remember anyone specifically from Persona. I just remember like the general look and feel of the environment and the characters, like the impression that I had.
Oh, sweet baby boys.
Enemy destroyed.
See, this I think is a turning point. So,
Destroyed.
I'm gonna get back on topic, right? Because
Yeah.
we spent some time talking about other games because I needed to focus, and I
Yeah.
needed you to fill the airwaves.
Yeah.
Destroyed. Obtained Metatron.
Also because Monster Hunter is awesome.
Yeah, and it's not the kind of thing that we would ever play on the show.
Yeah.
If we did, I would disable all the comments. Just because people feel really passionately about it, and because it takes so much skill to be good at that game, it really does breed an environment where a lot of people are like, wow, you're doing it wrong, and you're not doing it. You're either doing it wrong, you're not doing it the way I would do it, or both of those things, right?
Yeah.
Which is sort of understandable, because it's like you have to play well to do well at that game. And it creates a pride in the skills that people develop. So I get it.
Yeah.
I think it's excessive a lot of times on the internet, but hey, it's the internet. It's basically excess incorporated. It is a world of excess.
Yeah.
All things on demand.
Reaction gone.
Imagine if the Library of Alexandria also had pornography.
I don't know if it didn't have pornography.
Huh, you know? Now that you...
I'm just saying. I'm sure it had some.
Oh, game.
Oh man.
But right now, I want to point out that this is sort of like a final test, right? It's a final test. Oh, are you gonna get smashed? Because that'd be sweet. I think it may have just gotten smashed.
Destroyed.
Just as long as I don't get smashed in retribution, that'll be fine. Whoopsie daisy. Okay.
The next unit is
Watch your
overhead.
toes.
Please follow the arrow.
Yeah. This is sort of a final exam. It's at the peak of a difficulty curve.
Yeah.
What is about to happen once I clear this area is I think that the game gets a little easier for a while, because they give you a rad new ability, and I don't think there's a difficulty spike again until like the last couple of fights of the game. So there are a lot of strong enemies that are like level 5. These crushy panels, I think they've got to be an instant kill, right?
I would think so. I mean, even Jehudi is. Well, she did catch that train. I don't know. Don't try it. Don't try it, okay?
See, and isn't that's the problem with the game, is it's like, oh, then again, that thing just punched you and you exploded, so maybe not.
Cyclops destroyed.
I think that her armor is like rated in plot points instead of tensile units, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a shame, but It's where we are right now.
This is a Plotnium value of 4, maybe 5.
Plotnium.
Yeah.
That's what the suits are made out of. Excellent.
Oh, why did I get Metatron? Oh, I bet an enemy that gave Metatron must have gotten smushed.
Don't get mush yourself.
Dude, I am trying my dang darndest.
You're dang darndest.
My dang darndest.
So,
Trying my blunderbusted.
I've had a thought pop into my head.
Yeah.
You were talking about difficulty spikes and difficulty curves,
Yeah.
and I always appreciate how to put this, because it's a fresh thought. It's a new thought, not one that I've never had, just one that I haven't had lately. Gaming usually requires some amount of skill. Okay?
More than I think people that are initiated realize. Yes.
Yeah. If you're ever worried, if you're ever wanting to see an example of this, just ask somebody from like a generation or two ago to hold a controller and move forth in a three-dimensional space on screen.
Yeah, even two-dimensional. If you get, as soon as you go from Super Mario Bros. To Metroid, or from Mario Bros. To The Legend of Zelda, you can see the understanding fade away, like that intuitive understanding fade away from people.
Yeah, it's surprisingly demanding to ask you to abstract your movements onto a controller to make something even more abstract on screen happen. That's difficult. It's not always difficult, especially if you started out playing video games very early or you've just put in a lot of time. But it's difficult.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Why, game?
Because it wanted to prove my point, okay? So, that said, when you're playing a game, there are some games that I feel require you to use the same skill level throughout and only make things seem difficult, and then they drop the difficulty by giving you new toys. And then there are games that teach you skills, and the skills build all the way to the end. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's one of the criticisms of role-playing games, just as a genre, is that a lot of the time, especially older or simpler ones, they don't actually get any harder. Not really.
It's just a matter of persistence. Persistence is the skill that you're developing.
Right, because it's like, I'm trying to think of an example. Yeah, you're wizard in Final Fantasy, you unlock new spells that deal higher base damage, but enemies' magic resistances might go up at the same rate. That your spells improve. It's just, you have to use those new ones just to keep pace, but nothing is ever really changing,
Yeah, nothing is necessarily changing in you.
Right.
As a person playing the game.
That's why
I really appreciate games that make you improve your skill at something, because I think that there is something valuable in making people improve themselves, and something very satisfying in being able to do something like that. Although it is exhausting sometimes. Like, I know that there are games like that for me that I cannot get into because I don't have the time to dedicate to building those skills. Ooh, bollocks, that was
fucking
close.
lock on. Stop it. You're not helping. You're moving my camera around, but you're not actually helping me. God damn it.
This is such...
Nope, I'm gonna get mashed.
Oh.
I'm gonna get mashed by something. Because the lock-on is not acceptable. It's not a friend. Okay, what to do? What is the most annoying thing in order The thing to do, I know that there's an enemy with Metatron, so I should switch to Mummy and defend for a bit. Well, I think. Okay, so there's an enemy with Met. If I just defend, he can't grab me. Uh-oh. But then there are enemies behind me, and now I'm out of sub-energy, so grab... This is the thing to do. This is the only thing left to me. Nope, stop it. Stop a game. What?
Where?
I think a Cyclops used its knockback to push me between two of the Smashers.
Said I wouldn't make allowances, Dingo.
Is it the end of an... Oh, God. I'm not okay.
It is.
Is it the end of an episode?
Yes.
Fine. That's actually delightful. I need to spend some alone time with Zone of the Enders too. In the same way, like, some mafia roughs, some mafia tough guys need to spend some time alone with Zone of the Enders too. Zone of the Enders 2 owes somebody a lot of money.
Ooh, Zoe's in trouble.